Joining us right now with more on the Republican reaction to President Trump's address, Republican Congressman Andy Barr of Kentucky, member of the House Financial Services Committee. Good morning to you.
Good morning. How are you?
Great, thank you. Big question in terms of your reaction to last night's speech. We've all talked about how presidential he appeared last evening. Do you think this is a pivot in any way?
Well, it was certainly well received on Capitol Hill and I think around the country. Even some of my Democrat colleagues remarked to me after the speech that they felt like the speech and the message was on a high tone. There was a genuine and good faith attempt at building bridges, bringing the country together, and voicing a vision for a more confident America, a more united country built around robust economic growth. And I think that is a welcome message. And I think if the policy results are economic growth, certainly better than the substandard, weak, slow growth that we've seen over the last several years, I think that more to unite the country, bring the country together than anything else we could do.
Congressman, the clip that we showed just as we were bringing you into the conversation suggested to me that he was making a case to some degree for something along the lines of a border adjustment tax. Would you be in favor of that?
Well, of course, there's some pros and there's cons. The pro, of course, is that it raises a whole lot of revenue so that we can dramatically lower the corporate rate, which we need to do to make America more competitive. We have the highest corporate tax rate in the world, and we're not competitive, and these inversions are evidence of that. So we've got to get the rate down. How we pay for that, even with dynamic scoring, is an important question, and so the Ways and Means Committee is going to be exploring that. The negative, of course, is the impact on importers and consumer prices.
Philosophically, though, where do you land on that issue?
Well, you know, in general, I definitely want to lower the corporate rate, and I want to let the Ways and Means Committee do its work. I'm definitely interested in hearing the arguments from those economists who have voiced skepticism about the extent to which the strengthening dollar would offset the negative impacts of the issue on imports. So we've got a lot to learn. We've got to listen more. We've got to have hearings on this.
And, of course, the big question mark out there is whether we get to tax reform, which is to suggest that Obamacare and the repeal of it from a tactical and strategic perspective to some degree needs to happen first. Do you think it happens, and when?
I think it does, and I think the president's call to action last night was a sign of presidential leadership that will help the Congress move the process forward. I know our leadership and rank-and-file members are committed to this. We're committed to this because 70% of the country only has 2 or fewer insurance options within the exchange. The healthcare inflation continues to go up. The costs continue to go up. Millions of Americans lost their health insurance. So it's created dislocation for sure, and the American people deserve a healthcare system that moves healthcare decisions away from Washington and back to where they belong with patients, doctors, and their families. So I think there is strong momentum to replace Obamacare with patient-centered, personalized health care that treats individuals as human beings, not as a number in a large national health care system.
Okay, it's a longer conversation. We appreciate your perspective. Hope to have you on again. Thank you, Congressman.